problem is this: we are not wired to think long term. I guess many of you this morning reached out to your phone before opening the windows, because we are wired for the now. We enjoy a kick of news, a quick reply for a small reward. However, our brains are incredible. They can write poetry, launch rockets, build AI, but they run on a system that always reaches out for the immediate reward, which makes it so hard to care for generations to come later. So if you prefer a cookie now over a healthy planet later, nobody should blame you. It's biology. Science calls this temporal discounting, a smaller reward now rather than a bigger reward later. And that's why we get stuck in short election cycles, quarterly business reports, and quick fixes, instead of building lasting solutions. The good news is we have the tools that can help us to rewire our limitation of long-term thinking. So what if you would receive a message from your future self, a video clip of your hometown, flooded? Not a video clip from somewhere else, but created from real climate data zooming right into your home. Or a vivid VR experience popping up as you unlock your bike and showing how your behavior could result in different traffic patterns, silence, and better air quality. Or an infographic tracing your lunch choice, showing how this ripples down through supply chains, ecosystems, and your community. So all these examples actually show how your behavior actually matters, how your behavior actually can make a difference. So before we use graphs and statistics to explain the future, now we can visualize it and personalize it. French researchers actually have shown something really interesting in addition to that. If the elites are willing to give up their private jets, we are all much more willing to slow down on the highway, because limitations only feel fair if everyone slows down. In fact, my team and I, we have completed a study where we have generated personalized future thinking cues that help the completion of personal goals. And we actually had 12 students over 6 days that were engaging with these generated mental movies. And we were surprised to see how their personal motivation to achieve their personal goals statistically significantly increased. So one participant actually said, after a few days, I started skipping nicotine breaks because this scenario really stuck with me. Another one said, these scenarios were surprisingly real, just much better articulated than I can put them in my own words. So we were amazed to see how well these AI-generated stories, based on the personal experiences and comments of our users, actually resonated. Because they helped them to articulate their hopes and fears they have never put in words before by lowering the barrier to imagine what could be. And that actually helped the participants to enjoy and to better reach their goals than they could have imagined before. So imagine if you could generate a world based on our today's choices. Imagine and visualize what could come based on the behavior and actions that we actually take. So what if you approach your bicycle and you realize and get the consequences visualized? So more bicycles means less cars, less oil being imported, less dependency on fragile fuel routes. National energy plans could shift. Or as you bite in your veggie lunch, what if 10% of the population would do the same? less livestock, less transportation, less consumption of oil, more grain for people. So we can use AI in virtual reality to visualize the choices and understand and show how the understanding of that we create could actually help to complete the actions. So if we manage to tie in our understanding of cause and effects to specific situations and to the personal level of understanding, then we actually can create a better planet. Also, if we actually manage to foresee the actions before they are completed and snowball that to our colleagues, friends, and communities. And finally, what if we could improve our capabilities of long-term thinking? So artificial intelligence and virtual reality don't just help to solve problems of the moment, but ultimately it helps us to foresee and to visualize what could come. So this is not just about what to eat, what to buy, and how to move around. It ultimately is about democracy, about innovation, and justice. Because if we understand the moments of time and the consequences of our actions, we can take better choices and can take better care of our communities, of our colleagues, and ourselves. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a future that is smelling of dust and diesel. We have reactive politics, emergency summits, students marching for protests, and promises that were never kept. And another one hums of clean energy, local farms, and efficient transport, where policy finally meets with what some people already practice today. So maybe tomorrow morning, when you reach out to your phone, think about your future self before and ask, how does my behavior actually impact the future? Because as Warren Buffett once said, someone is sitting in the shade today because someone has planted a tree a long time ago. So I suggest let's all embrace artificial intelligence and virtual reality to improve our capability of long-term thinking. Thank you.